actually, we're pretty excited to play House of Blues. I mean, usually we've been playing whiskeys many times, and for us already, the first time we came in LA was whiskey, and instead of a smaller place or something like that. So already that was so much of an honor, you know, it's the legendary place. And now we're back in LA this time, and we're playing House of Blues. Like it's an honor. I feel really honored. Really cool. I'll be really honest. I didn't know much about these bands because I personally don't listen to a lot of metal anymore. It's been many years now, maybe over 10 years actually. So I'm not really aware about new stuff, even if I think Septic Flesh is quite old enough. But when I listen to metal, it's more vintage, you know, Judas Priest and stuff like, you know, Merciful Fate, King Diamond, you know, Celtic Frost, you know, stuff like that. I'm really into the vintage old stuff. So I just discovered this band pretty much. I listened a little bit Septic Flesh before. Well, a little bit, practically just 1 or 2 songs really quick like that before going on tour. I think it was really interesting, and that we fit on the bill. So for us, it's one thing that's really important, is that we fit on the bill we're going to. I discovered Flesh God Apocalypse. I think they're really, you know, a really interesting band also. You know, it's way more orchestration than pretty much all the other bands, and they look really into the image of the classic, really push into metal. So it's really interesting too. Projection-wise, Rise of the Yellow Ones is really the one at 100% really pushed. The other ones I was always there, like for Return of the Witch, I was less involved on the projection side. Of course, not because it's me playing and singing there, but I mean, let's say for Rise, it was really more demanding, like, because I was not satisfied with Return of the Witch. I mean, the songs are really good, the idea, like, everything, but the production-wise, the guy had too much weight, and it turned out it's not bad, but I think it doesn't sound like us. It was like really more plugins and stuff like that. That me, I'm more. I like the old ways, you know. When we started the band, we were recording on tape, so you know, the old 2-inch tape and all that stuff. So I wanted to go something more organic for me, and I think it's gonna pretty much be like that from now on. I'm gonna be sure that things are. It's our sound. It needs to be our sound. You know, it needs to sound like us. You hear the song started on the radio, whatever, and you know it's Necronomicon, and it's really important. We have a vintage sound, and we like it like that. And on top of that, with Jeff Dagenet from Cataclysm, who mixed who's been mixing the album, he told me, he said, honestly, I like better working like with a band like Necronomicon because of that, because it's. I said you know, and you like the old way, like he was saying, the real way. You know, it's not like with plugins and drum samples and all that stuff. Everything is so real on the album. The room of the drums. The only thing that's been trigged is the bass drums. All the rest is real. So you know, I think it's really important for us. Hard to say, because vocal wise, I had a different kind of vocal at the beginning. It's was more black metal actually, and we were a young band in 1998, 88 and 89, and people were doing our first demo, you know, the demo cassette that we were recording in our practice room, and when it was, hey, like, this is my band, and people were like, oh, that kind of vocal is outdated. This sounds like old Bathory. And me, I was like, okay. So slowly, I actually, it just happened like that. We were asked to do some little concerts, and I was extremely sick, and I couldn't do my black metal voice, and I said, I want to play, fuck that shit, you know, and I started to sing, and I had like the big roar, store, and it stayed like that since then. So on that side, I'm never really had a big influence. I've never been really influenced by something outside because it came out of nowhere, like by accident. Yeah, it's really weird. It's really strange. Yeah, I don't know, man, but it just happened like that. And as guitar, I like. It's really not metal, but because when I was a kid, I really like Adrian Mejia. Like you know, it's a kind of flamenco guitarist, but it's playing on electric guitar. And I was listening to my father was really into like the live album that was Tour de Force in '78, I think, or '81. And so that was like really blessing. I was really into that stuff, and I really like that kind of you know, playing. But here again, you know, the main influence of the band is Celtic Frost. But playing, I mean, the idea of be a three-piece band, bass player, guitar, vocal, drum, and with the ambience and some orchestration and female voice, everything come from there. But as a playing style, I have a really hard difficulty to see it because, you know, like I said, I was the reason I wanted to really play guitar and all do that. But there was Kiss also at that time, you know, in the '70s, and Kiss was the reason I wanted to do show and put, you know, like do a show, you know. So I don't know, it's really hard to say. I was doing like some years ago. I was doing management. I've been doing management. I've been producing albums as a producer. I've been doing a lot, you know, for a long time. But I stopped pretty much everything because I realized just some years, but you know, in between Sacred Medicine and Return of the Witch, people were saying, "Wow, it's like these guys are taking really long time," because I was putting too much my attention on other bands. Like you know, helping them to do some local shows and producing albums and investing a lot of time on taking care of these guys, you know, to do something. So it became really bad for Necronomicon in a certain way. So I started to, I particularly realized that I was putting more attention on these guys on my own band, and at a certain point, and I said, okay, you know what? I need to do something because, and so I slowly, I practically dropped everything on that side. But on the other hand, it's been 20 years now that in 2014, yeah, I think it is 94, that I'm booking concerts. I'm working at one of the top agency metal, just specialize, we just do metal actually. It's called Brave Concert International. And we're working directly with Rock the Nation agency here based in LA. And we're producing, it's been 20 years, we produce exclusively metal, like name it, from Demu, Enslave, Nightwish, to freaking Dying Fetus. And, you know, that tour also, I produced the show in Montreal, you know, stuff like that. So that's pretty much that. I'm doing that, concert and Necronomicon. That's pretty much my life. We've been told by our label that we need to concentrate more in Europe because we're doing good here. So that's yeah. And actually, this tour is really good for us so far, and we're getting close to the end, and it's still doing really good. So we're thinking comeback, but I'm not sure I should talk about it, but we'll probably, as soon as this tour finish, maybe we're going to start to work on some new stuff. I hope to go in Europe like early next year, if everything's doing well. And after that, depending of how things are writings, maybe we're going to come back, I don't know, next summer. Or what, I'm not sure. It's really, everything's going to depend on what's going to happen at the end of this tour when we're back home. And it just to say, okay, what happened now, this last weeks or whatever, how we, you know. So, 5 days, I think it's 4 or 5 days before the show, we've been told it was canceled. And they tried to report it, everything, but we had the limit of time, and we've been asked to go at the end of this tour with because Flesh God and Septic Flesh are going in Mexico City for 3 dates, and we've been asked to go, but it won't be possible because like the term of the papers is over. So we will need to redo everything again, and we don't have enough time for that. So again, we're gonna have to wait. Yeah, and I want to go in Argentina. I want to go in Chile, man. Fuck. I know there are fans are just the last time on the last tour when we went just to El Paso, and a number of people of Necro fans that crossed the border in Juarez to just come to see us, and people that were saying you don't know how hard it is. How demanding it is for us to cross the border to come to see your show. And it said, I have like 10 friends that didn't make it, and they got stuck at the border. And there was like I think there was 50 or 60 people waiting for us just to come to the venue, and it was way before the show. And it was crazy, and it was all people from Mexico. It was not like there was no gringos there. It was yeah, and it got there. It gets there, you know. And some people say, "Yeah, Mexican are okay." So I don't know. For Necronomicon, it looks like it's gonna be a monster. It's gonna be a mountain. It's the feel that we have right now, and so I can't wait to go there. My passion for actually it's not just anime, it's Japanese culture. I'm extremely into that. I like really the Zen philosophy. First thing, that's really important. I'm not been raised in a Catholic or Christian context. I was raised in the mountains. We were not living in town. We're coming. My father's a sculptor, painter. He's doing as an artist, and my mom's a yoga master. So already there was a kind of really different environment at home. I started doing yoga at 5. Did that like until I think it was, I don't remember, man. I did that like in middle of my 20s. And as far as I can remember, and now we're talking about the end of the 70s, I think. I think I came across, I don't know what came first. I think it's maybe Captain Harlock and the one with the Amazon there. Not the one with Clash of the Space Pirate that had been released in '99, I think. I might get confused there. We're talking about Captain Harlock. There was the original series that was in '78, I think, and they were fighting this race of aliens that were female, just female. They were the dominant race in space, and they called them Amazon. I know the name in English now because it was called. It's totally different because it was translated in French. Actually, it was extremely popular in France, and they translated it, and of course in Quebec we had that, and it was playing on TV before it's been removed because it was too violent and blah blah blah. And we had also UFO robot Grandizer from what's his name again? Freaking, I got a blank now. That guy the guy who's doing Mazinger Z and Devilman and what's his name? Yeah, well, I always have his name in my head, and now whatever. And that was translated in French. It was 84 episodes, and they never finished the series for the same reason. So I don't know if it's that, or it's there was Shogun on TV also. You know, that was the TV show that was every week, and I totally fell in love with that stuff. And you know, the refinement of the Japanese people, and even today they still are really into that, even if they have like they're really technologically advanced, and it's crazy, man. That's this soft stuff we don't know. And you know, I have Japanese friends, and sometimes they talk about stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? That doesn't exist. Yeah, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa, shit, okay. Some years ago, I was pretty much every time I was opening like my TV, it was not to watch what's I was, you know, no cable. I have no cable TV. It was just like I still have some collections like Gundams, Gundam 0083, if I remember correctly, and still at VHS. And I'm still watching once in a while to not use the tape. I have like DVDs, of course. I've been watching a lot of streaming directly on my laptop. I watched Attack on Titan, actually. I think last month. I just watched it in the entire series, one block. Yeah, non-stop. In a matter of few days, when I was trying, I was too tired to work and too tired to concentrate on finish a paper for the tour or stuff like that. I said, okay, I was opening a beer, having like a snack, and just watching like maybe 4 episodes, one shot, and then going to bed. And I was going there. So I passed through the entire. Someone said you need to watch that. That's really interesting. So I was like, yeah, I don't have time. And actually, I found the time to try to relax with that, and it's quite interesting actually. And I do draw, and I've been told I'm extremely good, but I don't feel it. That's really strange. No, I don't feel it. I used to. I was playing Dungeon and Dragon when I was younger. You know, well, I still play, but not on paper. I play on the DDO online, Dungeon and Dragon online. When I take a break, I play with my brother. We play online. We play together, doing stuff. So back in the days, we were playing on paper, and I was doing all the characters of the group. That when we had a party. There was like, okay, that's your character, tell me, and I was drawing the entire, like with the armor and all, you know, with movements, and you know, if it was in the swamp, I was starting to do some mud, and you know, I was pretty much doing the character. I was getting bored to do the environment, and I don't think I'm that good, but some people told me you should do comic books or even write a book, because when I was Dungeon Master, I was creating all the stories, and I was doing like some competition or whatever. So there was I don't remember how they call that, like Comic-Con, but for fans of Dungeon and Dragon, and you go there and you play. You can just, you know, you go there, it's like a competition, and I won some prizes. You know, yeah, that was really, you know, like a best dungeon master, like 4 years in a row. Some of my players, when I was playing, they were writing all the games, and once told me, one of the guys told me once that he said, I have like cases of your stories, of how the games was happening. It said we could do a freaking book with that. It said it's harder than freaking Lord of the Rings. And I was like, whatever. And he said, no, seriously. And he told me, so I read Lord of the Rings 8 times. And they said, your stories are more crazy. It's so intense. And me, I was like, okay, whatever. And the guys still have it. And it's been like, I didn't play Dungeon and Dragon like, on paper since, fuck, it's a long time. Well, I want to thank all our fans and in LA and everywhere. Well, everywhere we went on this tour, we missed 3 shows to mechanical problems at the beginning of the tour. It sucks, but I mean, we made it. We're here in LA, and keep the metal spirit true. Keep the metal there, even if you're not metal at work. Be metal in your heart. It's really important. This is Rob the Witch from Necronomicon, directly from House of Blues. And guys, without you, we're nothing. So keep supporting Necronomicon. Thank you very much, guys.